Most of them have through this. I mean, look at all kind of Logan, Sterling. I mean, every one of those is all over the country. That's all those are cities, counties, and towns. Yeah. I mean, you know, if we knew we were owed money, you can file
30 seconds.
You can file a claim and get on the register, but that would be the first question is there anything we need to worry about? Because I'll tell you, I've got several of these for other municipalities, like when, you know, oh, who was it? Not Bells, maybe it was Bells, Pally Roy, all those when stuff like that, Blockbuster, when they went through all their bankruptcy, we would get served with stuff constantly, and we could never find if they even owed us anything. So we just kind of let it go.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's 6 o'clock. Calling the meeting to order. At this time, everybody would please rise. We led by in the invocation. So come forward. And what's your name and church again?
Daniel Ward with Fellowship Church here in Newton.
Thank you. Yep.
Let's pray. God, we just thank you so much for all the blessings that you've given us. Lord, we love you. We thank you for the privilege to come here today and have a voice. Lord, we pray for our leaders. We pray for city council, our mayor, all of our city leaders. Lord, we pray that you would give them wisdom to lead. Pray that you would give them a heart to lead with servanthood. We pray that you would just guide our discussion tonight. We pray that all of the discussion tonight would be honoring to you, that we would respond with mercy and grace towards one another. And we just pray that you continue to move here in our city, and that we would be obedient to you. It's in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Join me in saying the pledges to the flags of the United States and of the state of Texas. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag and pledge allegiance to lead Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Before I move onward to citizen comment, I got a couple of things. If we could just have a moment of silence in honor of our late police chief, Gary Porter, who passed away last week and was buried this past Friday. One moment of silence, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. And on a lighter note, a happier note, Chief Terry Morton. Chief Terry Morton Chief Terry Morton tomorrow has his 40th anniversary of working for the city of Nederland. How did you do it? How have you done it? Come to work every day. Yeah, I thank you very much, Chief. Okay, at this time, citizen comments. At this time, members of the audience may comment on any city-related subject not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak shall sign in before the meeting with their name and address. Comments are limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise allowed by City Council. The Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the council from discussing items not listed on the agenda. A member of the audience that desires to speak during City Council's consideration of any specific agenda items is requested to notify city staff prior to the start of the meeting. At this time, do we have any citizen comments? And what's your name and address, please?
My name is Daniel Jeans. I live at 8659 Holmes Road here in the city. I'm here today just to tell the city that I am proud to be a citizen of Nederland. I think we're headed definitely in the right direction. Also to Rod, congratulations. I'm the executive director with the HOW Center in Beaumont. Stands for Honesty, Open-Minded, and Willingness. We are the area's oldest and largest recovery center in this area. We mainly have a men's residential home, but we also help families find resources when needed. We're also one of the only emergency shelters that answers our phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. During Hurricane Harvey, we monitored with different churches and getting supplies coming in from Michigan and out of state. We have an annual golf tournament. It's going to be up here on the podium for anybody that is a first response, veteran, law enforcement, educator, past law enforcement. You can play for free on us. We have people sponsoring teams. It's going to be October the 4th at Babes Zaharias Golf Course with an 8 a.m. shotgun start. And so we do have a hole-in-one contest. Don't know what hole it's on, but it's 25 grand if you hit it. So guess what? Everybody can hog finds a piece of acorn every once in a while, right? But it's a lot of fun and it's free, and it's in honor of those that serve the public. I tried to go to all the cities around here. Obviously, I have a good relationship with the city of Beaumont. That's where my business is. Second thing is the biggest resource we have as a recovery center is where we can recommend our guys to go to, because if we can have them stay with us for a year or longer, we have an 88% success ratio based on 33-year track record, which is amazing in the field of addiction and recovery. One of our biggest resources is 908 Boston Avenue, and we're proud to that's in our city as well. The last thing I have is on 21st Street and 365 on the east side, there's a crosswalk, but on the east side where everybody crosses traffic, there's no crosswalk. And if there's anything we can do to get a crosswalk going into that convenience store, that would be great, because I go right by there and pick up donations on Wednesdays, and every Wednesday I almost see somebody get front of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other citizen comment?
Hi, good evening. Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. There was an issue 2 meetings ago that got tabled, and it was announced at that meeting that it would be put on a future agenda. It wasn't on the last agenda because I understood it was tabled. I believe it was said because the city attorney was not here. His substitute was here. And then at the next meeting, it was because he was just back. But it's not on this one either. It's the issuance of a permit for a commercial building in a residential 1 area on Canal Street. It also, in a residential 1 area, has breached the setbacks, has breached the building codes as outlined in Appendix A, a number of the building codes, and you all promised that you would address that, but it's not back on the agenda. But other things that I don't think are as serious are back on the agenda. So I would like the priority to be putting the serious items on the agenda and putting the Canal Street building back on the agenda to take action on that, since it does not comply with the ordinances. To quote Mayor Darby from the last meeting, it's important that citizens bring breaches and violations of ordinances to this council. Ordinances do not enforce themselves. That is the job of this council. So I would ask you to please do the job and enforce the ordinances as it applies to Canal Street and put it back on the agenda.
Any other citizen comment?
Hello, my name is Tamika Williams. I stay at 308 North 32nd Street here in Nederland. I bought a house here after Harvey, the flood, and still wanted to reside here. I have never had an issue or complaint because the people that I voted into office takes care of that for me. I recently, today, found a lot of information that I need to address that our police department does not know about. I purchased a new vehicle with the new law starting on July the 1st of 2025, that not a lot of people know about this law. There's a difference between the temporary tags and tags that are transferred to one car to the other. I was pulled over because I did not have a sticker. She gave me a warning, even though that I showed her proof that I had a buyer's receipt. When I told the dealership about what was going on, they told me that there were going to be a police officer that's going to call me. And because of his phone call, I was not about to come up here to let y'all guys know that's an issue. Now I am, because my phone call to him was unnecessary to him, and he basically tolerated my phone call. He had no solution for me, and the only thing he told me was call my state representative. So I got a hold of Jeff, and Jeff informed me that not only did he follow through, but he did his homework and understood that dealerships have up to 60 days in order to complete a registration. I'm still in that right, but I was still received a warning. So my thing is, how many warnings do I need to have in order for police officers to understand that even when you purchase a new vehicle for transfer to license plate, you should not be receiving a warning? Thank you.
Any other citizen have a comment? Okay. Item number 4. Executive session. No public discussion on these items. The city council will announce that it will go into executive session pursuant to chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code to discuss matters as specifically listed on the agenda or as authorized by law. Personnel, Texas Government Code, chapter 551.074, deliberations regarding candidates and search process for city manager, and deliberation regarding, and this was a typo, it should be deliberation regarding real property, chapter 551.072, 1308 Boston Avenue. We're going to go into executive session and we'll be back out as soon as we can. Thank you. It is 6 All right, it's 6:53 p.m. Come out of executive session. All right, we have that one action item. I'll take a motion at this time.
I move to not renew the real estate contract on August 18th with Caldwell Banker for 1308 Boston Avenue.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion from Jones, second from Ortiz to not renew the contract with Coldwell Banker, which expires the 17th. At any point after the 17th, we can tell them we're not renewing. So to have staff send them a notice on the 18th that we're not renewing. Did I summarize your motion correctly, sir? You understood that to be the second? Do we have any discussion, council? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Okay. Moving on. Number 7, new business. A, minutes, July 28th, 2025 regular meeting and July 23rd, 2025 budget workshop meeting. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, attached are minutes of the July 28th, 2025 regular meeting and the July 23rd, 2025 budget workshop meeting for your review.
Have you had a chance, council, to review? Yes. Are there any anything in there that you need to fix?
Mayor, I make a motion to accept.
Second.
I have a motion from Sonia, second by Jones to accept. Was that both of them, Randy?
Yes, sir.
To accept both of them? Yes. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 7B, discussion and possible action authorizing the submission of a Wilton and Effie May Hebert Foundation grant application. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, the director of the Marion and Ed Hughes Public Library is requesting approval to submit a 2025, a mistake on my write-up, 2025 grant application to the Wilton and Effie May Hebert Foundation. The grant request will be for $50,000 and includes $30,000 for collections, development, the purchase of new and replacement fiction and nonfiction titles, books on CD, DVDs, digital materials, et cetera. $2,000 for new patron counter and new dedicated tablet to use for the counter. Third, $4,000 for new shelving for the DVD collection, and $4,000 for contractual services, annual subscription to Help Now and Job Now by Brainfuse. And fifth, $10,000 for performance fees for children's and miscellaneous programs, promotional materials and miscellaneous equipment. There's no local match for this grant. The library director recommends approval of this item. I concur with Mrs. Hall's recommendation. She's here if you have any questions.
Use this microphone.
Oh.
Anybody have any
So the
questions?
only question I have is just a clarification. And pardon me for not knowing, the collection development, what is that?
Collection development is what we use their money for is when we have books that especially with nonfiction, after a certain amount of years, that information is no longer any good. So we go and replace them with newer titles on the same types of information.
Okay.
Also, you may have books, especially in the children's section, that get worn really, really well. And so we need to replace them. And just having that collection development money there to be able to replace books that children really enjoy to read helps out us out a lot.
Okay. No, I totally agree with it. Just didn't know the terminology. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other member of council have a question for Ms. Dowd or Ms. Hall? I will accept the motion.
Motion. Second.
Second.
Okay, motion by Duplant, second by Jones to submit the grant application. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no?
Aye.
Okay, that's 5-0. The ayes have it. We're going to do that.
Thank
you. 7C, discussion and possible action regarding Johnny Powell's request for an extension to comply with city directives. Ms. Dowden,
Mayor and council's, city council will hear a request from Mr. Powell for an extension to comply with the city directives that was provided to him.
Mr. Powell, you can come on up to the podium, name and address.
Johnny and Jackie Powell, 1404 South 23rd. We were just asking, with age, we're doing what y'all asked us to do just with age and health. It's taking some extra time. We were gonna see if we could ask through September, especially this time of year, hurricane season. I'll just give us another 30 days. We should have everything done that y'all asked us to do completely. That was all we had that we were asked.
So Mayor, this is in my ward right here, and Mr. Powell, I apologize. I've been traveling this past week and didn't get back to you. I have no problem with an extension. I mean, we put everything in place. I don't want to be one of these where just, pounding on people to get things done. It takes some time to do it. And I am fine with an extension, if we want to talk about it, and we make a motion to allow to the end of September will be the cutoff date if everybody else agrees with it.
Does anyone second that?
I'll second it.
We have a motion from Sonier and a second from Duplant to give the Powells to September 30th. Did I understand you correctly, Randy?
That's correct. And Mr. Powell, I apologize. I've been on the road quite a bit, so that's no excuse, but we need to give you some time to get this done. So I have no problem supporting this.
Thank you, Mr. Sonia. Thank you all.
Thank you.
But we'll take care of it.
Any discussion on the motions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. September 30th.
Thank y'all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Powell.
Item D, discussion and possible action to approve the final payment and release of retainage for the South Fifth Street Improvements Project. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and City Council, a little bit of history. At the August 12th, 2024 council meeting, staff was authorized to solicit bids for South Fifth Street roadway improvements. In the 600 block of South Fifth Street, there was a sinkhole found in early June of 2024. In 23, the street between South Fifth Street and Avenue H and Nederland Avenue was resurfaced, which included repairs to a spot in the vicinity that was sinking. Also, this similar issue was addressed in this area in the 1990s, so there's some history. So since June 2024, Public Works staff attempted to identify the cause of this issue and were unable to determine what the problem was. They solicited assistance from Saltex engineers, and Saltex reviewed the area and made, some recommendations to Public Works. The original bid, so it was bid based on Saltex. The original bid was scheduled for August 29th. No bids were received. They anticipated it being a very small amount. So staff restarted the bid process. Bids were open September 24th with 2 bids received. A project engineer provided an alternative to help reduce the unknown risk and to help decrease the construction timeline. The change was helped to reduce the possibility of also future pavement failure by reducing weight in the area. At the October 14th, 2024 meeting, City Council awarded the South Fifth Street roadway improvements project to the lowest responsible bidder, Alco LLC, in the amount of $191,940. The final contract price is $204,925, which includes change order number 1 in the amount of $12,985. The change order includes final quantities of asphalt and cement stabilized sand to complete the work. Public Works Director recommends approval of the final release and retainage.
You've heard what Ms. Dowden says. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion and have one comment on this. Is one where this was a big issue there on South Fifth. to be a little bit negativity on it. It took way too long to address this and fix it for the citizens on that street. So this is something we need to work on if we have this issue in the future to make sure we can get these repairs done in a timely manner.
We had a motion from Duplant, second from Sonia. Any discussion by council?
My understanding is this street has been a problem for years. I had talked to some citizens some time ago on that street. So I'm hoping with the work that's been done, redistributing that weight, that we're not back having to do this again in a year or two. That's my hope.
I have a question for Public Works. Do we have a representative here today?
Mr. Woods is ill today.
Okay. So there's no one else here to answer my questions.
No, sir.
So for the record, I have questions. I want to know, is this has been a recurring sinkhole from what I understand. So I want to make sure it's been fully addressed. I wasn't on council when we fixed it, so I'm not sure what how they fixed it, all this stuff, but I want to make sure everything's been addressed and won't happen again. Number
Right.
two, and if there's a maintenance schedule for this problem, because it's happened for many, many years. So I'd like to know if someone's coming out to monitor, I don't know how you would, but to check for an ongoing issue.
Right.
Councilman Jones, to give a little feedback on this one as well. I think for years a Band-Aid was put on it, and I think the engineered repair that was done last time is a much better repair. We'll see how it lasts, but I think it was just Band-Aided through the years. And this was a much more aggressive plan that was put in place.
Thanks, Randy.
Randy, that's exactly what I recall. We had been doing Band-Aid repairs. I had several citizens contact me about the Band-Aid repairs.
Yeah.
And I made an effort to go after and get this done from an engineering firm that would actually make the repair and give us the right information.
Correct.
And I haven't heard any complaints about it since it got fixed.
Yeah, that's 100% correct, Brett.
And
Other than it took too dang long.
Yeah.
That was the complaint.
And I will add that if the department head is not going to be here, then a supervisor from that department should be here in the department head's place.
Okay.
Any questions from the audience?
Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. In reviewing the 332-page packet for this week's city council meeting, I noticed that beginning on the first page with the cover letter, 8, 10, 12, 14, about 14, nope, 16, 15 pages of information were included in the packet for your review today. These include what South Tech surveyors and engineers have said all along, but I find it odd that not one piece of paper in here was the original acceptance of it. And I think that's a problem because it says that certain pages look like they should have been approved, but it doesn't look like the city did approve that. I know we've addressed that on some contracts in the past, and I would just caution the city going forward that we make sure that when we contract with Alco or South Tex or anyone else, that it in fact is approved by the city. If it's not, and you let them start work in your city, you've got a problem there. And so that would be a problem here. Maybe there are some additional documents that just weren't included in this 15 pages provided in the packet for this week's council meeting. But it doesn't show that the increase was even accepted by the city. It just shows what South Tex is telling the city that they approved Alco to do. To mimic Councilman Ortiz's comments, what are we doing in this? We have an engineer. We pay very pricey for an engineer within the city. So we spent part of this $212,000 to fix this street because it involved the engineering component. But if we have an engineer, why aren't we using our own engineer, or was our engineer not able to find the resolution? And does the position of Public Works Director warrant an engineer if in fact the engineer is not being utilized as an engineer? So I would ask that in the future, at least on projects like this, that we get our own engineer's opinion if we're paying that engineer to do engineering work and not just contract out the engineering work that our own engineer should have done that we've paid for. And that when we're doing contracts like these, it's not only an offer from them, but it's an acceptance by the city. I know it came up for contracts just like this with our contractor that's digging our ditches, that there was an offer made by them, but
Please stay on the agenda item.
yes, my agenda item is that this city's doing all sorts of business without written contracts signed by the city. And so just like this, the city ditches contract was not signed by the city, and don't know if that's been corrected. And I would ask council, as they do business for the city, to ensure that they do contracts that are not only offered and signed in writing by the person wanting to do the work for us, but are approved and accepted by you or your designee.
Any other member of the public? Okay, we have the motion and a second on item 7D. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Okay, measure passes. 7E, discussion and possible action to approve an engineering agreement with Westwood for the 2025 lift station improvements project. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and council, attached is a proposal for discussion and possible action on an engineering services agreement between the city of Nederland and Westwood Professional Service to provide professional civil and electrical engineering services related to Nederland Avenue and Canal Avenue lift stations rehabilitation. It consists of preparing plans, bid documents for the rehab of both of the lift stations. Following from the findings, the project will require complete mechanical and electrical replacements for both lift stations and off-site force mains realignment for the Nederland Avenue lift station. A single set of plans will be produced for both stations, so they may be bid together. Westwood will also provide a topographic survey of each site. City will provide available record drawings and any additional available information such as pump, nameplate, operational data, service order history. Compensation for professional services shall be a lump sum fee of $327,250 for both lift stations and includes project management, design, bid phase services, construction phase service, topographic survey, and subsurface utility engineering, geotechnical services, and direct expenses. The cost of the engineering services will be paid from the remaining funds that are still in the 2018 tax and revenue certificates of obligation. The Public Works Director recommends approval. Mr. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. He is the representative with Westwood is here to answer any questions.
Name and organization, sir.
My name is Jim Roberts. I'm here with Westwood Professional Services today. And I had a presentation, but Ms. Dowden has summarized it pretty well.
We have pictures of the two lift stations on the screen.
Yeah, I have a few slides. I'll go through these quick.
All right.
So Mayor, council members, I appreciate the opportunity to present this proposal. So the scope includes the two lift stations on Canal Avenue and Nederland Avenue.
And the lift station on Canal, is that near the water treatment plant?
Yes. I don't know if it's.
It is. It is, yeah.
Across the street.
I thought it was, yeah, okay.
Sir, if you could, before you get into it, could you maybe just explain to the public who may not know what a lift station does and what this is for?
A lift station is a sanitary pump station. It's a big well in the ground. Sewage from the area, the surrounding area drains into, by gravity into the well, and then pump it out through a force main, a pressure pipe, either to the wastewater plant or to a manhole on the gravity system that then would drain to the wastewater plant. So these two lift stations, back in 2023 with the Public Works Department, we did a detailed evaluation of several pump stations. We call them lift stations because they lift the sewage and pump it to the next transfer station. So the city's Public Works is opted to go to do these, two priority stations at this point. And, so the scope of these, of the rehabilitation for these two, for the Canal Avenue lift station includes complete mechanical, this is pumps and valves and yard piping, electrical, which is panels and wiring, a new wet well. That's the large wet well that gathers, the raw sewage. We would demo the, existing dry pit that's no longer needed, but we do need the space. And we would tie the existing force main on that one. And there's an existing generator out there that would limit the, power requirement to that capacity. Needleland Avenue lift station, similar to that, new mechanical and electrical. But in this case, we would modify the existing wet well, instead of having to demo that. The dry pit, we don't know at this point whether we'll have to demo that or not. And, there's a new force main alignment in this case because the existing force main and the Needleland Avenue right away have been problematic. So Public Works has, requested that we have a new, alignment for that. That's part of the topographic services that will be required, topographic survey. And again, we limit power requirements to the existing, generator. Our team, very quickly, we are Westwood, we can find consultant, we do the design, bidding and construction phase services. We have Celtex, we do the topographic survey and the Sioux work, that's the underground utility location. We would be crossing a, petrochem pipeline corridor with the force main, the Needleland Avenue force main. Robert Young and Associates for electrical engineering, Tony Wong for geotechnical, and JW Construction for the liner inspection.
I think you're gonna cross a petrochemical pipeline corridor anywhere in Jefferson County, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're accustomed to that. We work a lot around here. Our proposal, which you've seen, I won't go through all of it. Ms. Delton summarized this: project management, design, bidding, construction phase services, and all our sub consultants, topo, electrical, geotechnical. Canal Avenue lift station, the proposal fee is $149,590. Needleland Avenue, $177,660 for a total of $327,250. The hang of this point of view. Construction cost estimates. As I mentioned, we did a detailed evaluation of these lift stations back in 2023. We've got detailed construction cost estimates from B5 Construction, who has done lift station work for the city before. To bring that current to 2025 costs, the recommendation is add 10% to that. We would add a 10% contingency to that to bring the total budget construction cost estimate for the Canal Avenue lift station to approximately $1.1 million. Needleland Avenue lift station approximately $1.3 million. For total combined construction budget estimate of approximately $2.4 million.
It said the first line there says May of 2023. Is that when the city first contacted you?
That's when we did our first evaluation of the lift stations. These two plus 5 others, actually we did 7 detailed evaluations at that time, and with cost estimates, construction cost estimates from B5.
What's the delay? That's what 27 months later. Was the hang up on the city's part, or?
Yes, I think the city didn't have funding for it, so we did the evaluation. The city had cost estimates. We presented our cost estimates to the Public Works Department, and that's as far as it went at the time.
Okay, thank you. I've been in office 3 months. That's why I'm asking.
Mayor, I was told that these lift stations are 25 to 30 years old, and we don't want these
That's
going
it's a
down. Yes,
bad
sir.
idea to have a lift station go under. Yeah.
They're critical infrastructure, and I guess they're to the point that they've exceeded their life capacity.
So in this, in your engineering work, is this going to increase volume of flow or anything? Are we upgrading? Is it just getting us back to peak operational capacity of what we have, or? Okay.
We're replacing the facilities. No additional capacity. That's one thing that we inquired about. Do we need to increase the capacity of the pumps? And we do not in both cases.
But I think it's safe to say that with the new hardware in place, you know, it would definitely be optimized compared to a 25-year-old lift station,
I would think that the mechanical equipment would be more efficient.
more efficient.
And we'll maximize the capacity. One of the things that we do is evaluate, we do a system calculation. And we'll get the largest pumps that we can in there, most capacity that we can in there. To not exceed the generator capacity.
Right.
Versus standby. And finally, the schedule. This is an estimated schedule at this point. We'll go through everything there. We start with surveying and Sue, South-Tex would do approximately 6 weeks for that. Then we go through the design and review process, 30%, 60%, 90, and 100%. We submit plans. The city reviews them. They make comments. We take those comments into account and go to the next level of detail. Approximately 30 weeks total to have approved plans. Then we go through the bidding process. We have to advertise for public bids. We take bids, make recommendations, go through the contracting process, approximately 8 months or 8 weeks for that, 2 months. And then we've estimated typical time to build a new station, approximately 6 months, 26 weeks. Total time is 60 and 2 weeks for record drawings after construction is complete. We'll try to do better than that. We'll always try to optimize the schedule if we can, but that's a budget schedule estimate at this point. And that concludes my presentation. We have to answer any questions.
Does that say 67 months, weeks?
It's approximately 30
Okay.
weeks plans and then bidding construction. Other roughly 37 weeks, a total of 67 weeks.
My eyes are
You got
bad.
one right behind you, you know.
Yeah, turn around.
I have a question. The 2.4 on the last slide, the total cost, is that today's numbers or 2023 numbers?
It's
Okay.
adjusted for today. But if
Again.
you look at his second row, that's his adjustment factor.
Okay.
That's 2025 update.
Right, we brought B5's 2023 numbers current on the second line, and then we've added a 10% contingency just at this point, because we haven't gotten into it yet. We don't know. So at this point, it's prudent to add some contingency.
What's the expected lifespan for these lift stations?
Pumps and mechanical, the reps will tell you 20 years. But they may need some maintenance after 10 years, new impellers. But you shouldn't have to replace the entire unit for 20 years. And those are the most high maintenance items in a pump station.
All right.
Electrical should last 25, 30 years.
Any other member of council have a question? All right, I'll take a motion.
Mayor, can I?
So moved.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, just in the event council wants to proceed with this, I just had a couple on the contract that maybe passes subject to legal review. There's a couple.
Get microwave.
Okay, so any motion should be contingent upon legal review. Chris, is that what you're
Yes, sir.
recommending?
Yeah, that's what I'm requesting.
Make a motion. We have a motion by Duplant to approve this pending legal review. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ortiz. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. It's approved. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Letter F, presentation by Deshaun Armstrong with Entergy regarding storm readiness. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, Deshaun Armstrong is Customer Service Manager of Entergy. He would like to discuss the Entergy storm readiness and also their app on how to report and check for outages.
Good morning, Deshaun, or good evening, Deshaun Armstrong, Customer Service Manager for Entergy. So today I'm gonna be talking about specifically the city street lights, how to report them, and how to go about them the easiest way.
The guy from Entergy came up and we got darkness on the screen. It's
Not power related.
Little far. Streetlights play a critical role in public safety, and by improving visibility for pedestrians, cyclists and drivers. While Entergy conducts regular inspections, we depend on the community to report outages so that we can address them quickly as well. The most efficient way to report an outage is through our mobile app. Many of you have an iPhone, you go to the iOS store, download that, or a Google phone, the Google Play Store, and download that. It ensures accuracy by allowing the user to select the exact street light using their GPS method on their phone. Other methods like using our website or calling the 1-800 number for convenience. On the digital streetlight outage map, you're able to report it as a guest or authenticated user. Reporting it as a guest, you won't have the opportunity to check the progress, but if you authenticate yourself with the app, you can actually track the progress. And that's usually between 3 to 5 business days it takes to replace. One of the questions that I get a lot is, whose light does this belong to? So sometimes another utility or like TxDOT or state or local agencies, they'll have lights that are tied to their buildings or accounts around their buildings. So those you won't see, but if you have the address, you're still able to report those lights for outages. But if it's a security light, that's a totally different lighting. So we'll need the exact address and contact that account holder to have that replaced. So some of the common causes of streetlight outages is basically understanding why streetlights fail, can help set expectations for repairs. Simple issues like burnt out bulbs are fixed quickly, while complex wiring problems may take longer, and especially during storms. Timely reporting issues we can address quickly. While most repairs happen within 3 days, certain conditions like storm damages and complex wiring may require additional timing. And that also depends on the season as well. If it's too hot, the crews mainly, you will see them working at night instead of during the day for security. We encourage everyone to take an active role in maintaining safe neighborhoods, while it's through the apps, website, or phone. Reporting outages make a real difference in our community. Anyone's able to report an outage. It doesn't have to just be the city or someone, the business owner. If you're driving past a neighborhood and you notice a street light that's not working, you can take out your phone and pinpoint that street light, and we'll be on it. And then the city has my direct contact as well, and I'll check on that. They'll provide you with the work order, and I can look those up. And as far as me and the mayor had a conversations regarding the weather that may come up with your hurricane season. So what happens during hurricane season is that I'll work directly with the mayor and the city manager, providing basically 1 to 3 hour updates on where Entergy is, what our focuses are. If you have any concerns or issues, you can let me know and we'll reroute the crews based on that. So during that time, you'll probably hear from me probably like 10 to 15 times. I'm available day and night, no matter what time. Our priority is making sure that the city has power. Did you guys have any questions?
No, I'll just say I've turned in using this app several of the streetlights in the ward that I represent, and they get taken care of very quickly. So thank y'all for your response on that. And I would just say to the citizens that if you know of any streetlights that aren't working, please report them, because the city is paying for those lights. And when they're not burning, we're still paying for them. So if you're not familiar with the app or you're not comfortable, use it. You know, if you live in my ward, I'd encourage you to reach out to me or your council and we can get them turned in very quickly. So thank you for your presentation.
Any other member of council? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Letter G, discussion and possible action to approve the closure of Boston Avenue between 15th Street and 17th Street for the Nederland Economic Development Corporation's Fall Concert Series. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, the Nederland Economic Development Corporation requests the closure of Boston Avenue between 15th Street and 17th Street, which goes to the Entergy right-of-way past the Heritage Festival office on Thursdays, October the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd for fall music concerts from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The concerts will be held on the large parking area in front of the offices of the Chamber of Commerce, NEDC, and the Heritage Festival also. Issues regarding food trucks, porta potties, security, trash collection, barricades, etc., will be addressed by the NEDC. The city's costs will be limited to, I'm thinking a minimal overtime amount just to assist with barricades, as well as any additional garbage collections the day after the concert. I recommend approval.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Duplant and second by Ortiz to approve this agenda item. Any member of council have a question? Okay, hearing none. All in favor of item G, please say aye. Aye. May have lost Randy. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Randy, did you vote on that one?
He's muted.
Okay.
He's talking to himself.
Okay.
He's muted and he just shut his camera off.
And Mayor, I'll, when we can't see his face, he
That's
can't
right.
be
Can't
counted
see
as a
his
vote.
face. Right. Back. I just knows it's dark where he's at. Okay. Item H. Discussion and possible action to approve the closure of Boston Avenue between Twin City Highway and 14th Street and all intersections on Saturday, October 18th for the Nederland Economic Development Corporation's Fall Market. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, the Nederland Economic Development Corporation's Executive Director has requested the closure of Boston Avenue between Twin City Highway and 14th Street on Saturday, October the 18th for Fall Market Day. The street would be closed by the Welcome to Nederland Arch to ensure traffic off of Twin City has a turnaround area. The street and intersections would be closed from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. I recommend approval.
It says and all intersections. That's
Yes, sir,
that's
that
the
would be-
12th and 13th Street
Yes, sir.
intersections. Okay, got it. All right, I will accept the motion.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Ortiz, second by Jones. Any council member have a question? Hearing none, all in favor of this agenda item, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I have received comments from Greg Miller regarding the city's infrastructure and ongoing improvements. Mr. Miller. And be sure to say your name and your address, Mr. Miller.
Hello, my name is Greg Miller. I live at 1404 Helena Avenue, Nederland, Texas. I was appointed to the Infrastructure Committee about 2 months ago, and I'd like to thank Mr. Britton Jones for doing that for me. We've been looking at some different things. I know that we have a smoke study done on the western end of town, and it's been approved or been completed in February, and that was, I think, before y'all were voted in. And not one thing has been looked at. So I have to point the finger at Rob Woods, which is the Public Works Director. There's so many things falling through the cracks. And I just want everybody to know that the city council's been, tomorrow will be 3 months exactly. We need to at least give them a good chance to do the things that the city needs done. And I don't think that every 2 weeks when we have a city council meeting that these guys are getting their butt tore up for one thing or another. Some of the things fell on the old council, but the old council had nothing to do with it because Rob Woods is the Public Works Director. Everything that we get, he should look over because that's under his supervision. As far as I know right now, we have a bunch of good employees that are not trained. And they have to be trained by our public works director in each department from streets, water, sewer. I actually worked for the city for 32 years and retired from here. I love calling this home and I'd like to see it get back to what it used to be. Another thing, one of the first things I really want to say is about Cheryl Dowden. We could not ask for a better person in this position right now. I know it's going to be short-lived. But when I tell you she knows the financial part of this, the only thing she doesn't know the working part of it as much as she does the financial. So if anything's got to be done in that department, she's got that handled, but y'all, she's not going to be here forever. You know, this is a part-time gig for her and we're all happy about that. To touch on a couple other things, I think we were talking about the ditch digging a while ago. That was supposed to happen in the 3rd and 4th ward. Didn't happen, but in the 3rd ward. Well, our public works director should have went out there and checked those ditches because if anybody wants to see a ditch, go on North 17th. Some of the best ditch digging, and that's the way the city of Needham has always done it for the 32 years I was here. It looked like somebody went to Baskin Robbins, got an ice cream scoop and skimmed a little bit out. Now, if we're talking about flow problems, that ditch is not going to hold any volume. Just as for the last, let's see, Rob was here eight years. For the last 8 years, he has not allowed anyone in the city of Nederland to put culverts in their ditch. We've always put culverts in the ditch. There's so many city services that we are missing right now, and we've got to get the city of Nederland back to what it used to be. And it can be done. I understand, just like this study, I think the city of Nederland was like 3,800 acres. I think it's 200 or 300 acres where they did this study. And we've got to start somewhere. I mean, I don't know that, I wish he was here. I know he's missed a lot of council meetings, but in the study, he should have already looked through all this. There's so many things that we can do. I think there's 113 cleanout caps that are either broken or missing. That's a lot of groundwater going into our system that we don't need. But we've got to start somewhere. And I just wish that everybody would have patience with this new council. 3 months is not enough time to fix. I'm going to use 10 years of not doing the city's job. There's so much of that that's going on that y'all don't know about. If you have a question about it, I feel free to talk to anybody. But I want to thank y'all for being voted in. I hope that everybody that voted y'all in feels the same way. And we're all here to help. I mean, we've got to work as a city first. If we keep tearing everybody down, it's going to be the same stuff all the time. But thank you very much for the time. And I hope that we get everything worked out.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Letter J, discussion and possible action appointing members to the Construction Board of Appeals. Did you ever write up for this, Ms. Dowden? I don't
I
think you
did
did.
not. I am not aware if there may be some members that are pending from other council members.
I was looking at this list before. Here's my list right here. Before the meeting, it looks like, and I'm going to ask my fellow council members to, there are 3 that expired June 30th, and then there's a vacancy. Was there anybody appointed?
Item number I did not allow for public comment, and it's on the regular agenda. That is not an item that a citizen could speak on in the open comment section, because the open comment section says you can only talk about things not on the agenda. So my point of order is that we go back to I, and that the council asks for public comment on I before proceeding to J.
Okay. Do you have comment on I?
Yes, sir. Thank you. One of the things that we have asked for as citizens is an update on the ditch digging. That has not been done in the last 2 council meetings. I would ask that maybe we get that on each council meeting to see where we're at, what's been done and what's not been done, if that's being turned into missed out. The other thing that we've asked for, I believe that Ms. Finette asked for the same items on smoke testing. This is on infrastructure so that we can all garner where we're at on it and report back to the city so you all can make a good plan. We've got no updates on the smoke testing on the council agenda, and I would like that.
Pause for one moment. You're not losing your time. Can we add those two items as a
They-
regular?
They have already
I've-
been added.
I
to
have
the next-
requested those items be added to the August 25th meeting.
Okay, and I think we had talked about in the past being at every meeting that we get those updates, and that had not happened. When we
Add that, please add that for all future meetings.
the infrastructure committee was named, I don't know if it was 2 months ago, Greg, time flies when we're having fun. But we need clarity as the infrastructure committee. I believe there were 5 of us appointed and we have not met. We are unclear on what our mission is, what our purpose is, and what type of committee we are, if we need bylaws, if we're required.
Pause for a moment. I sent something to Miss Finette a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, and so Ms. Finette has not shared that with the rest of the
Okay.
committee, so maybe that could be shared. And whether or not we are required to give notice, I know I attempted, but then we had some people unavailable
Right.
to ask that a notice be sent out that we were going to meet.
There she
We would,
is.
we would like to meet, and I thought as an advisory committee, just like the Parks Board or some of the other boards, that we do have to give notice that we're gonna meet and that they are open to the public. And I think everybody on our committee was fine with that. We just needed to know who to talk to get that notice. sent out.
Please, pause, please. Please, let Cheryl and me know when y'all can meet and we will do the posting, the necessary posting.
Okay. Great, thank you.
All right.
I have one thing real quick, Mr. Levens. Does the advisory board have to post their meetings?
Not typically unless there's a quorum, but there's nothing to prevent you from doing it if you want to do it voluntarily. Unless it's some type of a standing committee under the charter that would require that. Or sometimes collective bargaining or something, some specialized committees, but usually if it's an advisory or an ad hoc committee, you don't have to post, but there's nothing to prevent you from doing it if you want to.
Just a good practice, good measure. Okay.
Angela Finette, 1016 North 31st Street. I also concur. I have requested that we have sanitary sewer projects that are going on and update at every meeting. I'd also like to formally request that here. I know I've requested through email, but I'm requesting it here in open meeting. Yes, I have been sent a draft bylaws. My understanding is that we have to meet to be able to do anything with those bylaws. And I don't know what that process is, but I will say.
Get your committee together, come up with a date since it's not required. And I'm saying for like an establishment of what you're set out to do. I gave you some drafting. That's right. Y'all can get together, go through that, make some recommendations, and then move forward. Get the 5 people together, and y'all don't need a public notice of your meeting to get your bylaws together. Get together and do it.
I don't know that I agree with that, in that those bylaws would need to be voted on, and we need a public servant to assist us with posting a notice. I understand that that might be what the process is for, not all committees need to be public. If I was not on this committee and I had this sewer issue at my house, I would want to be able to attend and participate and see
I'm
minutes.
talking about for to figure out what y'all want on your, I gave you some things, so some draft bylaws. Y'all can discuss it, and if it looks good to y'all, go forward with it. And yes, then in subsequent meetings, have the notice of it, but just to get you're forming it together. Getting your stuff together does not need public notice of that.
But wouldn't we need to work in conjunction with Public Works? We
It
can
would
discuss
be
this.
good. Yeah, it would be good to have that public works person there, but I'm saying as a citizens advisory committee, don't wait for that to happen. You can push forward with it to get to talk about your bylaws. What I sent to you,
Okay.
what Ortiz and I sent to y'all.
That
you
was,
can
that
talk
was not
about.
my understanding, so
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Mayor, I'd like to make one comment, and it's not for Angela. Randy and I have been asking that every meeting we have an update on the ditch distance that has been done, how many culverts have been cleaned out. We've asked for that before you were in this role.
It has been requested. And I do not have
On
that.
deaf ears.
Yes, sir.
So we need some
Yeah.
corrective action.
It's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
We have,
Make it happen.
I requested it last meeting and it's not, I do not have it.
yeah, I've requested it. Everyone on this, everyone up here has requested an update and they're telling and running. They are hiding from this council. And I take great offense that we have employees, one employee in particular, who is not doing their job. I have a problem with that and, hopefully that'll be addressed soon.
So I agree with you, Jeff, and it's something we need to have done and a report 100% accurate by our next meeting.
Yeah,
100% report.
100% report. Chris, did you have something to add on?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if there's a question on the, say the assignment or the parameters of what the committee can do, I mean, you could always have a little more formality and have a resolution and just establish this is what the purpose of it is. You could just, I mean, keep it general enough to have some, some movement in there, but at least, if the citizens were just questioning what that could be, at least it could kind of establish that.
I think that's a good.
What Ortiz and I wrote up is very general. Sure. It doesn't, I've always learned the fewer words you have, the more leeway you have. And it's a citizens advisory committee. They're not acting on behalf of the city. They're not spending our money or anything. They're giving us advice. So they can move forward, but I appreciate what you said. Mr. Bass, name and address.
2415 Avenue E. My advice is fire Rob Woods. He ain't doing a damn job at all. Ditch digging, I've been told ditch digging's done. Ditch digging is not done. 3 got halfway done, 4 didn't get done. Wednesday evening, my mother makes a phone call and says, hey, I'm having some issues, toilet's gurgling, getting up to the bowl, then it overflows. She makes a call at 12:49, gets dispatched. She tells them what's going on. They says, it's still overflowing? No. Is it emergency? He says, I mean, I don't know. What do you deem an emergency? To me, I've got water all on my floor. I'm getting it cleaned up. We'll send somebody out in the morning. It's unacceptable. If we have somebody that's on call, that on-call guy goes outside. He goes out there and does his job. And this isn't the dispatcher's fault. It's nobody from the water plant's fault. It's not Jim's fault. It's not the mayor's fault. It's not the council's fault. It's Rob Wood's fault. He needs to be doing his job. If his supervisors that he has in certain departments can't do their job, then he needs to go do it. I've never seen somebody in supervision can't make meetings and always has an excuse, can't answer the phone, can't respond to emails. That is unacceptable. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if he likes me or not. I don't want him in this position anymore. My mom's house has now flooded 2 rooms.
With sewage.
From sewage. She had to go take the cap off of the clean out for it to overflow into the yard. Everything else seep through. She's not married. She's a single woman, does great on her own, but she's not needing to get up at 12:49 in the morning because she has to use the restroom and can't do nothing because it overflows. She has no ditch. We had someone come out, and I'm not going to say his name right now. He goes out to her and talks to her today and says, I don't know. It's not in the budget. It's not on the books. Can't do nothing. We might be able to blow the culvert out. Culvert's about 4.5 inches of clearance. That's it. She has no ditch and she has no culverts. It's just a low spot holding water. Whole yard floods. Not one supervisor cares. Water treatment plant, Michael Mitchell does more than any other public works person at all. Every public works employee, TJ, every time he gets a phone call, he's out there. Why does he not have a cell phone whenever he's on call?
Right.
Why does he have to use his cell phone on his personal time to star 67 to call an employee or to call a citizen to come out and check their stuff? This picking and choosing on who we're going to help and who we're going to give leeway to, that's got to stop. Old council, new council, I don't care if it's future council. If these employees don't get treated properly, I know their little pay scale is going to get bumped around and stuff. The budget has to be increased. If you want dependable employees, you have to take care of them. The benefits are great, but the benefits don't pay bills. They need to get paid. Rob does not do anything. And these other people, they may have said it or not. I don't know. I got here late, but I'm not going to allow for Rob to stay here in a position where he has no remorse for anybody and has no responsibilities. And he just
Your
No,
time,
just-
your time is up. Just want to let you know, but you're 3 minutes, but I'm going to answer a couple of things you said. Cheryl and I are finding these policies in the Public Works Department were pulled out of somebody's rear end. They were never voted on by this council.
Yeah, she was told they don't go out after 9 o'clock. I don't care if it's a written policy unless it's done by council. They don't mean crap to me.
And so if that department continues to try to enforce these policies as rules, no. And I've made my thoughts on leadership of this department known to Ms. Dowden for several months now. I can't make that move. Nobody on this elected official, due to our charter that says an elected official cannot direct any employee of the city of Nederland. And the city manager is the one who can. And I've made my, and we've had a conversation even today. I believe there's going to be
Well, I don't want to
something.
speak for two other people, but the two people I would beg to come back would be Joey Mitchell and Robert Smith.
Mhm.
And I'd pay them whatever they wanted to come back to fix this cluster. They may not want to come back, but I would do everything in my power to try to talk to them and say, hey, can you please bail us out of this hole we're in?
This morning, about at 9:36 this morning, I sent an email to Public Works that said, I would like to review our current call out policy and procedures within Public Works. It would be helpful to ensure we have clear expectations for response time, staffing coverage, and documentation for after hours or emergency situations. Can you please provide the following: a copy of the current written call out policy, any related SOPs or internal procedures in use by your team, and any notes on any areas where you see room for clarification or improvement? And I've yet to hear back.
Sounds like it's information.
So I have asked for that. Because I'm sorry about your mom's situation. I heard about it early this morning, and that's why that email was sent. Because I heard these excuses.
It's not just because it's my mom. I mean, other people have had these issues and you can go look.
You're correct, and I'm tired of it.
There was no agreement, no contract, and we're just gonna let them go. Then now we need to get our city employees and the city equipment that we have readily available to go out and redig these ditches.
I'd like to be recognized, Mr. Mayor. One of the policies, just to provide some insight to the public, is the culvert policy.
It's not
It is
there.
no longer. That is no longer. It never existed. It was pulled out of thin air and it was told it was a policy. It wasn't documented. It wasn't adopted by this council. It is no longer. It doesn't exist.
All right, I know my mess up, but Ms. Dowden, I wanted to tell you again in front of everybody, we do appreciate all your hard work. I know how trust you are. You're doing a fabulous job. And don't take people's grievances to heart. You're doing an amazing job. You came into a load of stuff. The financial aspect, you've done well, but I just want you to know the city does appreciate all your hard work and it's not going unnoticed.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard. It's a lot.
Mhm. She and I talk every day. And a lot of what everybody said in this room has said in just the last few minutes, I've told her many times. Okay.
Move on.
Letter J, discussion and possible action appointing members to the Construction Board of Appeals. We have, I do not recall if we made an appointment to that in the last couple of meetings. We have a vacant spot and we had 3 people whose terms ended on June 30th of 2025.
Mayor, did anybody reach out to the 3 that are rolling on or that are their terms are up?
Joni, had you contacted them? You hadn't heard anything? Okay. What's the pleasure of the council right now on these?
I would go for the 3 that are on there. I would vote to reinstate them or keep them on the board until we hear back from them.
We can change it at any time, just for the sake of continuing business.
So you're talking Steve Gentile, Ron Minaldi, and Boyd Meyer. Boyd Meyer. So though you move to reinstate
Yeah, I
them?
move to reinstate them until further decisions are made.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that. I'll second it.
A motion by Duplant, second by Sonier to reinstate Steve Gentile, Ron Minaldi, and Boyd Meyer to the Construction Appeals Board. It would be for the term is July 1st of 2025 to June 30th of 2027. But if we decide to go a different direction, we always can as a council. But that's just to get the Construction Appeals Board back, I guess, a quorum, you could say. Any discussion, council?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Okay, discussion and possible action to approve ordinance number 2025-13 regarding mowing debris. It was requested by me, Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and council, attached is a copy of ordinance 2025-13 regarding mowing debris. The ordinance amends Code of Ordinance, Chapter 54, Health and Sanitation, Article 3, Sanitation, to add Section 54-78, prohibiting yard waste on city property. The city desires to protect drainage within the city and help ensure the safety of motorcyclists by preventing slippery surfaces and maintaining clear roadways and sidewalks. Requested by the Mayor.
So Mayor, I appreciate you bringing this up after our discussion a few weeks ago. It's one where my thoughts are, okay, I ride a motorcycle, grass can be slippery. A lot of people blow it right out on the street. We also see people blowing it into the drains, be it a lawnmower service or personal people. We have enough drainage issues, and while it doesn't seem like a lot of volume going into it, 5, 10, 15% that affects our drainage, no one wants that. We want to have as clear as drainage as can be. So that was one of the reasons I brought this up.
Yep. Thank you for that, Councilmember Sonier. Yeah, and it's not just motorcyclists, although it can be a bicyclist, it could be a pedestrian. It doesn't need to be on the street. It doesn't need to be in our drainage system. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. L, discussion and possible action to approve ordinance number 2025-14, amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and City Council is attached a copy of ordinance 2025-14, amending the fiscal year 24-25 budget in accordance with ordinance 2024-18, which states that any unencumbered funds remaining on hand at the end of the fiscal year, September 30th, 24, shall be construed with and classified with miscellaneous revenue anticipated during the fiscal year. The inspections department has an unfilled position for administrative secretary, and both the chief building official and assistant building official are required to perform duties normally performed by the secretarial administrative position. The additional works prevents them from performing their main duties and has caused inefficiencies in the department. There are insufficient funds in the current budget to hire the administrative secretary without a budget amendment. I recommend approval of the ordinance. It's increasing the inspections department budget in several line items, and it's $7,000. Increasing the salaries and wages by $6,000, the retirement line item by $500, and the Social Security line item by $500.
So those three totaled the 7,000.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance?
So moved.
I will give that one to Randy and second by Ortiz. Motion by Sonia, second by Ortiz. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Mayor, I know you're skipping over the public comments tonight on the agenda items. Help me out. Some of the things that I noticed in the 332 pages are that in the inspection department, a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was manned by one person called the building official. That person reviewed the plans, approved the plans, and did the inspections. Not in the budget, but being paid is a contract person. I understand now there is an assistant So what you had 2 years ago was a building official and a secretary. Period. That was Miss Marin. Last year, you have a building official, a contract guy that we're paying.
Oh, hold on one second.
Yes,
We had a motion and second. We were taking a vote. Let's do that vote. Let's do the vote. I'll come back to you. But don't, in the middle of a vote, please don't interrupt. I hear your point of order. I will get back on this as soon as we were already in the middle of a vote.
but you shouldn't have been. Because you should have had council discussion, then public discussion, then a vote. What good is a public
Were you-
discussion if you're not going to listen to the public before you vote? That's the protocol you've done for every single item. If you don't want to hear the comments, it's obvious. Tell me to talk later. Tell me to talk to somebody else. But right now, what you're doing is you're silencing the citizens, which is what you ran that you would not do. The vote should have come after the comments. If you're going to vote, vote the way you're going to vote, regardless of what the citizens say. But remember, the citizens vote.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no.
Aye.
Have it. M, discussion and possible action regarding amending the zoning text by adding a new land use event centers to table 13.2, schedule of permitted uses with the appropriate parking group. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and Council, at the July 14th City Council meeting, City Council considered an item to approve adding event centers to the zoning district C2 neighborhood retail commercial C3 highway and I1 IL industrial light IM industrial meeting with a parking group of number 3. City Council postponed amending the zoning text of table 13.2 until August the 11th council meeting in order to receive further information on the definition of an event center and other possible parking issues and size of the proposed center. Mr. Wheeler, the chief building official, is here to discuss any questions that you might have. Or George, do you want to go over your memo?
I'd just like to add in here that after the last council meeting, after it was tabled, I think there was a consensus that we should probably put event centers in C2, C3, I1, and I2 with a specific use permit requirement. I think there was discussion about having a more stricter parking requirement, which would be parking number 1, which would be 1 space for every 100 square feet of floor area. And there was also discussion about a definition. In my memo, there was a definition, there's 2 definitions, but I like this one. Event center means premises which are frequently rented out for public or private activities, are not repeated on a weekly basis, in which are not open to the public on a daily basis at times other than when an event is scheduled. Did everybody get a copy of the background?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
So it was a recommendation to put event centers with a specific use in C2, C3, and industrial districts, and then the definition that I just read.
So they would, no matter which zone they were in, they would require a specific use permit in all of them.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Anybody, you got any more questions for? Okay, any citizens have a question about M? Come on.
Angela Finette, 1016 North 31st Street. I would like to know why we're addressing just one item as event center instead of other items. Like, what about strip clubs? What about all kinds of things that should be in our ordinance? We have not done an overview of the zoning ordinance. We have not taken a long haul. We did a Google search of what event center means. and that's not good enough. This is a do better moment. Do better. Thank you.
I have a comment, Mayor, if you may.
Go ahead.
Our current plan is over 52 years old.
What plan are you talking
our
about? The
comprehensive
plan.
which was found, it's over 52 years old. Some of our zoning ordinances date back to over 100 years old. It's my understanding under the Texas Local Government Code, zoning regulations must be adopted in accordance with the comprehensive plan. I think rather than working piecemeal around a document written decades ago, our priority must be to modernize our comprehensive plan and bring our zoning ordinances into alignment with the needs of our 21st century Nederland. Also, I found in my research, in our comprehensive plan, under Park and Recreation Plan, it says on page B18, another type of facility which the area lacks is a civic center or auditorium. There are no facilities in the Nederland planning area other than City Hall and the NISD facilities for theater plays, large meetings, or conventions, sports events, etc. Small scale activities similar to some of these will be available through the proposed community building in Dornbos Park. However, a large complex is needed in the area. The consultants do not recommend this complex as a City of Nederland enterprise in itself, nor that it necessarily be located in Nederland itself. However, a mid-county auditorium or center is considered appropriate for the area. A logical location would be near the Jefferson County Airport. A facility to house conventions, college, and professional indoor sporting events such as basketball, hockey, rodeo, theater performances, indoor circus, and other types of events would be a countywide project or even a mid-county cooperative project. That is from our comprehensive plan under the Park and Recreation Plan on page B18. My stance is simple. I think we need to focus on our zoning, on our ordinances, focus on creating a comprehensive plan that's not outdated before we move forward with anything else, any other projects. Our comprehensive plan is our roadmap to the future. We have to plan. And that includes, our sewer plans and our drainage plans, et cetera.
Just a question for you. The comprehensive plan that was found at the city library and scanned, and you have a copy of it now. What was the dates of those things?
Yes. So the comprehensive plan, let me pull it up, Mayor. Yeah. Yeah, it expired in 93 or 94 and was done, I want to say, in the 1973 or 1974. Yeah, it was paid for by grants through the state of Texas. I think we're to a point to where we have to start forward thinking on everything. And event center would be a great idea, but right now we have to make sure it fits our zoning. We've updated in 2009 our zoning, but we didn't update our comprehensive plan. How do I know? I was on council then. I was there. I was told there wasn't one. I asked. And so I think as a city, we're in a great position to bring in our community, bring in our citizens for suggestions. What do they want to see in 30 years from now? What do we want here? Bring in our Chamber of Commerce and our EDC, and let's have a real conversation about the future of this town instead of piecemealing things together. So, thank you.
And I'll add to that, just mention the comprehensive plan. Chapter 213 of the government code allows you to amend the comprehensive plan, and when you do that, you have a public hearing. Would be part
The dates of the comprehensive plans, though, being from 50 plus years ago and being for about 20 years, which meant that 1994 arguably was when that was good through a generation ago. It's time. It's time for another one. And all of those ones in the 70s were paid for by grants you found. Be
Yes,
good
sir.
to
Be rezoned after that.
Right.
But
Right.
And there's not a specific definition of what a comprehensive plan is. Chapter 213 says what it may include, But it's kind of it's a moving document as the city grows.
It'd be great to maybe have that in the upcoming fiscal year, or at least have a grant write, a grant writer write a grant, and hopefully we get one to pay for it.
Amen.
Yeah, and we don't really, need that in the budget per se. We can just try to get the grant. Go ahead, Ms. Shipley.
Thank you. Julie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. Number one, comprehensive plan that you referenced now was mentioned in the past that it couldn't be found. If it's been found, can it please be posted online or provided in some form to the citizens without a Freedom of Information Act request? Number two, you mentioned.
1 second, pause for has it been posted?
Yes, it is posted. I believe, is William here? He can tell me where it's located. Where is it posted?
I got it up pretty soon after you found it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I was on the page today and I didn't see it, and I was looking at several things, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. I just don't know where.
You hadn't lost your time. Hold on.
Stop, stop.
Under inspections
Under
department, it looks
inspections.
like.
City comprehensive plan.
We can move it to the main page, yes, absolutely, because it does reference parks and other items.
It should be on the main page. I agree with that.
That's just where they scanned it in. They had to scan it in through Laserfish. So that's where it ended up, but we can
move it. It's easy enough. Okay, please continue.
The comprehensive plan that you found that'll be posted online in a more identifiable format is an overview. It's a vision. You're guided by it. However, what it refers to is zoning. Zoning is laws, ordinances. Those are not variables. Those, if not followed, are a violation of a law and have more serious repercussions. If the zoning is not clear and enforced, it allows employees to exceed their discretionary authority. So the zoning has to follow the master comprehensive plan. And it doesn't do any good to do a comprehensive plan and do zoning if you don't, in fact, follow it. Number three, you talk about zoning things and using a specific use permit. I've addressed this with several of the council members, but I'd like to think that TML could give you good legal advice. That when you make a motion for a specific use permit, you have to say, I permit 1234 Main Street to be constructed as a daycare not to exceed 3,200 square feet with additional specific setbacks like 20 feet in the back and 20 feet on the sides of pervious cover, not impervious cover. And you get to manage the specific details of a specific use permit. You don't just come in here and say, we make a motion to grant a specific use permit. What, you can build twin towers somewhere or Kyle Field? You're doing that wrong. I've addressed it. I've asked you to correct it. You've got to do a specific use permit like an ordinance where you specifically state what you're allowing to be built, because that specific use permit is then tied to the land forever and always. It cannot be modified. If you grant a specific use permit for a 3,200 square foot daycare somewhere, they can't build a 5,100 square foot. So the example was the auto man by the high school. You all just granted a specific use permit. Do any of you know how many square foot you approved, or what the setbacks were, or how much concrete they can pour, property line to property line and the back door to the front door? Because that's what you're doing when you do those as a specific use permit. As it goes to event center, I made the suggestion that you still have a very broad definition of event center that can be abused and misconstrued because of its vague and ambiguous nature. I suggested that if you're going to do a event center or meeting room, that you do it as a small center with a capacity of people, maybe 75. You allow that with a specific use permit in a C2, C3, or industrial. Then you go to a medium sized, maybe 75 to 150 people, and you allow that in maybe just a C3 or industrial. Then you go to a large event center, more than 150 people, and you only allow that in an industrial zone. You don't allow that on Boston Avenue or Avenue H or Helena. So that's my suggestion. The other thing that they've come up with is about this parking group. And the parking group that I suggest is parking group 19, 23, or 25. The parking group they suggested when they came in here last time was one parking spot for every 21 people in the building. No matter where you build this, that's going to create a congestion. They've now come back with a parking group recommendation of per 100 square feet, which is one for every 7 people visiting the center. Well, you all know that if you go to a wedding reception or a baby shower, you get 2 or 3 people in the car max. So why would you do half the car spots you need? I would suggest you to go look up Appendix A for parking groups 19, 23, or 25.
Time's up. Thank you. Any other discussion on M?
8:13.
It's, do we have a motion to, do we have a motion? Hearing no motion. The issue dies. Okay, moving to N, fiscal year 25-26 budget. And Ms. Dowden, are these all together or are they considered separate
They are
items?
considered separate and will require a
Right.
record vote on each.
A letter I, would be one, consider action approving resolution number 2025-11, submitting the city of Nederland annual budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026, and calling for a public hearing to be held on August 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at Nederland City Hall, 207 North 12th Street, for the purpose of discussing the proposed budget as per Article 6 of the city charter. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and council, submitted to the city clerk on Friday, August the 8th was the proposed budget, which includes several items per the city council's direction from the workshop. I'm sorry. I'm not going to read the letter. I'm just going to point out a few items within this proposed budget and let you know the things that have been requested and what we've tried to include. In the general fund, in the city manager's department, it was requested to contract with the county. Our voting machines are nearing end of life, and cost effectiveness, I believe, is important, and that's one of the items that is included in this proposed budget. In the Human Resources Department budget, we have a comprehensive salary survey estimated at 40,000. It has been a very long time since that salary survey was done, and the HR director has included or has confirmed that we're having a very difficult time hiring people.
The city, the previous, if I can interrupt you for a second, Ms.
Absolutely.
Dowden, the previous salary surveys were dated, I believe, 2016 and 2021, and there were problems with the accuracies of both in some ways.
Yes,
Continue.
sir. In the police department budget, we've increased the training to 32,000 as requested by Police Chief Carroll. There's an increase in central dispatch. We are adding a dispatcher to reduce the amount of overtime, and it was all 3 cities agreed to that to try and reduce the overtime, but also the burnout. We're having a hard time keeping dispatchers. I've added the cost for a property maintenance employee. As you well know, there is no one within the city that handles the property within the city. The librarian is calling for roofers right now because of a leak. In the fire department budget, I've included there's $24,000 for a medical director. We will be looking at a contract with them very soon to be effective October 1st. In the inspections department, a new position has been added, inspector, to assist the chief building official and code enforcement with inefficiencies in the department. In addition, we have added costs for the GovWell software, 22,000, and that will hopefully provide additional assistance not only to city council, but for citizens needing help with problem areas. The public works department also includes funding for GovWell software. As we know, that has been a problem in the public works. We don't have a true picture of all of our issues where they're occurring. That's at a cost of $23,000. Animal control will be moved back under the police department effective October 1st. Parks Department budget, I have 100,000 for driveway repairs, similar to what has been done between the rec building and the pool. The parking lot in Dornbos Park needs significant repairs. And then Crapo LeBlanc Park, about 37,000 for a slab, shade, and tables for that area. I'll go. Yep. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. The Water and Sewer Fund has a few items that I had to increase. One of them is untreated water. We're spending a ton of money. That has increased. I've increased that budget $140,000 over what was being done before. We're buying a lot of water and need to focus on the water department. Let's see, central dispatch, I think I'd mentioned before, added a dispatcher, and this is the department that has the IT department. The cost of the IT is split 3 ways evenly. The central dispatch area of the municipal league is split by population, which Nederland has the largest population. And I have some equipment replacement funds that were requested by several departments. The need for 2 police detective units for the police department, a drum roller for the street department. These are in equipment replacement funds, which are used to fund or to increase funds for future replacement of equipment. And so it's not getting hit at one time. The Water and Sewer Fund Equipment Replacement Fund has an allocation of $371,000. That's for a utility billing meter reader truck, a wastewater treatment plant supervisor truck, a wastewater treatment plant dump truck, which we need desperately. We've gotten violations of the bed rusting out. So, yes. And then the mini excavator and trailer for the water distribution department. And then in solid waste, we have $340,000 in equipment replacement, solid waste for a trash truck and a welding machine. There is a 2% cost of living adjustment proposed that includes all employees, including police officers and firefighters, in accordance with the CBA. There's also a retiree 30% COLA non-retroactive option to the city's current plan option. And that's hitting the highlights. So I'm asking for or requesting that we approve the Resolution 2025 accepting the budget. It will be posted on the website. The city clerk will have a copy of it. We'll have a copy in the library for public review. It will also be on the website, as I said, and scheduling a public hearing for Monday, August the 25th at 6 p.m. for the citizens' comments.
This is action approving resolution number 2025-11. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Jones, a second by Ortiz. Any discussion, council?
I have just a question.
Yes.
What about sewer repairs, drainage repairs? How are we going to address that in the next physical budget?
Okay. The current water and sewer budget has some funds in it, but any $1 million large major projects will require a specific consideration once we get engineering studies to determine what we're looking at, determine if we have the funds available or if we have to issue bonds.
Thank you.
Or go to the Texas Water Development Board, or
Yes.
stand on the street corner with a can. All right. We had a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion from council?
Gerald, I just want to thank you. I know you've been working very hard on this. Been up to visit you quite a bit while you were working on it. Thank you very much. I know it was very stressful. A lot goes into this, more so than most people would think. So thank you.
Any member of the public?
765 Holmes Road for the hearing on August 25th at 6 p.m. regarding the entire budget. The comments be limited to And would the, council please consider modifying that because of the extensive nature of the budget and the comments that benefit who listen to?
All right, any other member of the public? Okay, we're ready for the vote, council, on 2025-11. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Number 2, Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and council, this is to discuss and take action on the proposed tax rate for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. This will require a record vote by state law. This is the adopted or the rate that I'm proposing to get the revenues in the budget that we need to do to provide the services as the budget is presented. Our current tax rate is 0.426791 per $100 taxable valuation. The Jefferson County Tax Office calculated our no new revenue tax rate at 0.413221 and our voter approved at 0.467188. The voter approved rate is the highest rate that can be adopted without a required election from the voters. On Monday, July 21st, the Jefferson County Appraisal District submitted taxable assessed rolls at $1,811,461,859, an increase of only $65,894,000 over 2024, or a 3.7749% increase. That's in taxable value only. In order to meet the requirement of the budget to have the revenues available for the proposed budget, it will require a rate of 0.451000 per $100 assessed value. This rate falls between the no new revenue tax rate of 0.413221 and 0.467188 assessed value. It's based on the budget, as I said before, is based on the 0.451000 tax rate per $100 valuation. Per state law, it's necessary for the city to hold a public hearing on the proposed tax rate. The proposed tax rate is scheduled for Monday, September the 9th. Subsequent agenda items are required by state law to satisfy legal requirements.
So the date to take action is September 9th.
8th.
8th, excuse me. You're
Yes, sir.
right. You said the 8th, my bad. September 8th.
Yes, sir. But we'll need council action to approve going forward with this proposed rate in order to move forward.
And this proposed rate was the lowest you could make it a balanced budget.
Yes, sir.
And the spending increases were as you described earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. All right, motion to move forward.
So moved.
I heard Duplant and seconded by Sonia. Any discussion, council? Any discussion, citizens? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 3, consider action regarding adoption of the proposed tax rate and establishing a date and time for approval. Ms. Dowden.
Mayor and council, in accordance with state law, it's necessary to schedule a tax rate adoption date. The following schedule is approved for Monday, September the 8th at 6 p.m. at Nederland City Hall. I recommend approval.
I hear a motion to.
So moved.
I heard Randy, Sonia first and Duplant second. Any discussion, council? Any discussion, citizens? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Number 4, consider action regarding the proposed tax rate, establishing a date and time for public hearing.
In accordance with Mayor and Council, in accordance with state law, it's necessary to schedule a public hearing to allow any citizen to voice comments, questions, or concerns regarding the proposed tax rate. The public hearing would also be held on Monday, September 8th at 6 p.m. at Nederland City Hall. And one thing I will notice, that will be before the vote to approve the tax rate.
So this would be before the tax rate vote.
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
a
We'll have
stack.
to have a public hearing on the tax rate and then vote on the tax rate. Yes, sir.
September 8th, is going to be busy. Do we have a motion for number 4?
So moved.
I heard Jones first and Sonia second. Any discussion? Any discussion, audience? Seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No, the ayes have it. Item number 8, it is 8:28 p.m. The meeting is adjourned.
Take care, guys. Have a good day.